with another foundation for you guys. So before anything else, let me know in the comment section if you want me to keep doing like foundation reviews, especially now that there's a lot of foundations launching for the fall winter collection. There's a lot of high coverage matte foundations to cover, and I really would like to get them all like one by one, just so I can tell you my experience with them, and if you're looking for a new foundation this fall, to help guide you through your purchases. Let me know if this is still of interest. I have been reviewing a few more in the high-end foundations, so today I'm gonna review a kind of drugstore one, not drugstore but drugstore price, matte clay skin clarifying foundation with mattifying clay and purifying tea tree. So this sounds really right up my alley. It does say matte high coverage, 24-hour long wear, 24-hour shine control, 24-hour breathable wear, and promotes clearer looking skin, and it's non-pore clogging. Just before we dive in, I do want to mention that they don't have a lot of shades, which is kind of weird. I feel that they're a fresh nude foundation, which I never tried, but I feel like it has a lot more shades. So yeah, I chose Peruvian Lily 10, and this is the lightest shade they have. I think it looks still a little bit orangey, just not like salmony. But other than that, it is 10 pounds. So let's start by trying this out. I'm gonna come a little bit closer and we'll test this out on my acne. As always, I'm gonna do half my face with a brush and half my face with a beauty blender. You guys know that the beauty blender is always my favorite, but it does offer lower coverage. You have to build it up a little bit more. But the finish to me just is worth it. But let's get into this. It does look like a better match now that it's on. Okay. Yeah. It does smell a bit like tea tree, but it's not overpowering. I usually hate the tea tree smell when it's too strong. And for example, the Body Shop range, the tea tree range, for me is a little bit too strong, and this is not that strong. So, just gonna do a little bit here. It's not as salmony as I was thinking it was gonna be in the tube, but it is a little on the yellow side. And I'm more of a neutral side. I think more foundations now are coming up with the same shade in neutral, warm, and cool undertones, and I find that so amazing because honestly, the neutral is my love. But let's start blending this out, and I'm using the Bare Minerals Lux Performance new foundation brush that I used in their foundation review, which I'm gonna link here. It's quickly become one of my favorite foundation brushes. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if this is my shade. If it's... I thought it was darker, and now as I spread it out, it looks whiter somehow. It is kind of a pasty texture, if you know what I mean. I don't think I'm... It's kind of a moussey texture. So I feel like this will be much, much better with the Beauty Blender. It just feels like it's not blending out correctly, if you know what I mean. I don't think I know what I mean. It sets quickly, and it has like a blurring, moussey effect. So in fact, as you can see, it's not dark at all. I don't know if it's too light. Something's happening. Let me just check the ingredient list, because I'm almost sure. Yeah. This is a silicone-based foundation. I don't get along with this very well. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna come up close so you can see. It's really sticking around my pimples, which I have a few, like, I don't want to say the word, but crusty is the word, which is disgusting. Even though it is usually easier to build things up with a brush, I think it's gonna be pretty impossible for me to build this up with a brush. But I'm gonna try a little bit more. I'm just gonna go directly on the brush a little, because I have to leave the house today. I'm trying to buff it in instead of like swiping away. A straight up mess! Oh my god. No, it don't look right. It looks patchy and flaky AF. And I know that you guys are gonna say that it's because I'm using a lot, but if a foundation says it's full coverage or high coverage, I'm gonna do the best I can to have it cover my blemishes. If you want to try to achieve a full coverage look with this, then it's gonna be cakey. But this was just cakey from the beginning. It settles into fine lines. It settled into my pores. It's being a disaster, and I don't even know. Show you my pores? Look at that! That is disgusting. I hate this even more than I hated the ordinary one. I didn't hate the Ordinary one. I just didn't think it was that good for like all the raving that was happening. Pray for me. It still feels very like moussey and that it clings to all the wrong places. But it's definitely better with a beauty blender. See what's happening here? It's because it set so fast that now, even when I try to go over it, it's always gonna look patchy. And even here, I don't know if the camera's picking up, but there's a whole area here where because it's set and I try to go on over it, it just slid right off. A little bit here to go over imperfections. I don't feel like this is giving me like an even coverage. I feel like this is so weird. You can see the separation from a brush and a beauty blender. And the beauty blender is like, oh, okay, it's a little patchy. The brush is like, bitch, what? It ain't right. I think for 10 pounds, you could get better. Look, I usually say, let's see what happens. And I'm gonna do the check-ins anyway. But I hate this Niflin. It's making me look a little ashy. It doesn't feel uncomfortable or drying, but it looks like a horror movie. I have to go grocery shopping. It's gonna look silly. I'm not gonna powder it because it does have a very self-setting finish. So I'm gonna try to just put a little highlighter or something, a little bronzer, something simple. I'll try. Oh my god. Okay, here's how you can see. I was putting on bronzer and it just looked like a straight up mask. But here's how you can see that it's totally silicone based. Look. It's basically crumbling off on my face. Should I order my grocery shopping in? I'm gonna take my MAC Fix Plus and I'm gonna mist only the brush side of my face, which is the worst side. And we'll see if it gets a little like bearable. Nope. I don't know what to do. Meh, 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 meh. The MAC Fix Plus is still pretty much setting. It still has not fixed all the underlying cakiness. If you do like silicone foundations, you might like this one a little bit better than I do, but I straight up hate it, so that's not, I don't know. I will be back in 4 hours, and then 4 hours after that, so 8 hours total. So see you in a little while. Okay, so I think it oxidized a little bit. I believe that the side with the beauty blender is a little less bad. All in all, it's just bad. But the side with the brush is just worse. Also, around like an hour or something, I started getting really itchy and uncomfortable around my acne area, which is my itchy area. As you can see, it has oxidized a little. Can you see how pale it was before and now like this is actually my real skin and this is the foundation? I didn't blend it that well to the neck, but before at least it didn't seem like it need blending, and now it does. That's my bad. Let's focus on the parts that I did blend well. So here, as you can see, it's not that bad for what we started with. I feel like it did behave well around pores and maybe blurred them a little. I think you can clearly see here that the product has sunk into my pores a little, which didn't happen on the beauty blender. It's just patchier overall. And here, you can really see the patchiness. The only good thing I can say is that it has kept my oil checked. You see this patch here? If I go do this, it flakes off. I'll see you in a few hours. Last check-ins, ladies and gents, it's a corruptor. As you can see here, I don't know how, but the foundation managed to not get into my pores, which is good. It's very good for protecting from oils. As you can see, there's only like a light sheen. This side with a brush is just... I don't like this foundation as an overall base. I don't think it suits my skin needs, if that makes sense. I'm not saying none of you will like it, but up to my standards and my skin type and my skin concerns, I don't think this is a good foundation. It oxidizes, it looks patchy AF, it kind of rolls off and it doesn't, I don't know, it kind of just is slipping around all the time, even when it's set. It's not full coverage ever. It is somewhat high coverage. But if then you want to focus on specific points, those points that are more heavily concealed oxidize even further, so you look like a little blotchy as well. It is long lasting and I wouldn't recommend it. Sorry. Again, if you're thinking of giving this a shot, please ask for a sample beforehand. So that's pretty much it. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this, subscribe to the channel, and click the little bell button to know every single time I upload. And please let me know of any other foundations that you want me to try. Comment them down below and I will get my little ass to it. In the meantime, I love you so much. I look like a ghost, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!